and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about
books.
First time I did that.
Yeah.
And I'm Raven.
And Jess.
Oh boy.
Wow. She went to say tired.
Yeah. Oh my god, guys, if you're listening to this right now, prepare yourselves. This is gonna be a cringy ass episode.
Yeah.
Because I cannot English. If you listen to the last episode right before this one, it's the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. Yep. We're a mess right now. We're both fucking pooped. We're recording this on a Friday night, which we never do.
Yeah.
We usually record in like a Saturday evening.
Weekend.
Yeah. But I have a busy fucking weekend, so couldn't do it. Alright. You had something to tell me, Jess.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just scratched my tattoo. I woke up scratching my tattoo once.
Oh, I've done that before.
It was so bad. I woke up and I'm like clawing it. I was like, no! That was stop and no put together. Snow. Yeah. And I just caught myself doing it again.
Oh my gosh.
But at least I'm wearing pants right now, so I'm actually not. I'm not.
Oh my god, did you not have your pants?
No, I was wearing shorts.
Oh man. Awkward.
Yep. I mean, I think it was fine, but I scared myself. Okay, tell me what's going on with your nose.
Alright, so like 3 weeks ago, I started getting random, massive nosebleeds.
Okay, tell me about the first time.
The first time?
Yes.
I think I blew my nose. And got a nosebleed.
Okay, but like,
and it
describe that
straight up.
I've never had
out
a
of my
nosebleed.
nose. Gushed out.
Like, I feel like
I had a nosebleed before, but I didn't gush out. It drizzled out like syrup.
Ew.
And it was like a long time ago in Nelson. But this time it just gushed, and like, it feels like when you're really, really sick and your nose is really, really runny, and it's coming out, but lots of it.
Whoa.
And yeah, did the regular, like I plugged it up with toilet paper, held it there for like longer than 15 minutes. I didn't count this time. I just held it for as long as I can. And that was that.
Okay.
And then next time, similar thing. Then the next
How
time.
much later was that?
A few days.
Okay.
Then a few days after that.
Wait, was it after blowing your nose again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the same thing again. A while later, blew my nose, massive nosebleed. But this time when I plugged up my nose, I felt my whole canal fill up and then it started pouring out of my other nostril. And I plug that and I feel it fill up and it straight up feels like I'm drowning.
Oh
like
my god.
nostrils are just completely filled with liquids. And like with it completely filled, my ears start popping nonstop.
Holy
And
shit.
it was terrible. And then last Wednesday, real scary shit. Same thing happened. Blew my nose, massive nosebleed. Plugged it up. I feel it fill up. It starts like within seconds. It fills up. Starts pouring out my other nostril. It starts filling up, and I'm like leaning over my bathroom sink, like, oh fuck, prepared to like suffer. And it starts pouring down my throat.
Oh, no.
And like, I have a terrible fear of drowning. So like, I already feel like I'm drowning. And it was like pouring down my throat. It's even more fear of drowning. And like, I'm shaking just talking about this. It was so scary.
Ugh.
And like, I didn't swallow it. I was vomiting it up. Because like, the panic was like stopping me from swallowing it. My God. I was so scared. So I bought this Vicks vaporizer, like, so I was trying to find something like a nose spray. Couldn't find shit at Superstore. And all this does really is melt my boogers. Because I can't blow my nose. And then, my God, I've been getting like a couple, but they were like really slow, so I thought it was working and healing. But then today it fucking worked. I sniffle. It's just a little sniffle. Massive fucking nosebleed at work.
What the fuck?
And it
is
took
going
well
on?
over 30 minutes to get it under control, which is terrible because I'm at work. And it
Well,
was
still
really
getting
embarrassing.
paid,
I was
aren't
like
you?
stressed as fuck because I'm terrified now because of the going down my throat incident. So I'm like really scared. I'm like holding back my panic. So I'm tearing up in the bathroom because I'm so scared.
Did people know you were in there with a nosebleed?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, like there was a new girl who, like everyone else, just saw me sitting there with like my nose stuffed up, but then the new girl comes in, and I'm changing it, and she sees the blood,
Like, sees it pouring out of you?
like she sees it all over the sink.
Oh, God.
I had, so like, when I'm plugging my nose and I'm waiting for it to stop, when you pull it out, it's a massive fucking nose clot, nose blood clot.
Ew.
Huge, like and I can feel it pull all the way back when I pull it out. Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. There were times where it doesn't pull out and I have to blow my nose and all of this huge amount of blood clot. Like, were you in my bathroom and all earlier in the garbage? You can see like my bloody tissues.
I don't want to look at that.
This morning I had one too.
Oh my God. Okay. So,
yeah, I'm going to a doctor tomorrow.
good.
Ask for advice, maybe like be like, so can we cauterize this or something? Because I had some coworkers tell me about how they had their noses cauterized, a massive nosebleed, but they were kids, and this happened. I'm a fucking adult. I'm grown. What's going on?
Maybe this is why you always have the sniffles.
Yes, that's what I've noticed. Like I've had bad crusties for months now, and I'm always blowing like every day, multiple times a day. I'm blowing my nose.
It hasn't been just months, Jessica.
It hasn't.
No, I hear you on the podcast every single episode. Every single episode, sniffling. All the time.
Oh my God.
All the time. Ever since we started.
Yeah.
I'm sure the listeners have heard it too.
Yeah. Wait, my blood.
I cut out so
Years?
many of your sniffles. But, like, sometimes you're sniffling while I'm talking or while, like, in the middle of your talking and I can't cut it out. Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's the dry air. Because I know, like, in here, the air is really dry.
Yeah, I have the sniffles right now and I didn't have them before.
At work, the air is really dry. My coworkers have, like, assured me, like, yeah, the air is fucking dry. And they get, like, they can feel it, too.
Huh.
Yeah, because, like, I live in a rainforest, so this is unusual. So I'm pretty sure it's work and home, dry areas. I'm very introverted. I don't go out much. I stay at home a lot. But I'm still gonna, like, can we fry this bitch, please? Like, I'm too scared to blow my nose, to sniffle, put anything in there. I'm too scared.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's insane.
like,
It's just 0 to 100, it sounds like.
yeah, it started out pretty slow and just boom, like super fast. It got bad real fast. And I'm
Holy
really
shit.
scared. Like, I'm already panicking just thinking about it.
Oh my God. Well, I hope that the doctor knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't find doctors that helpful. Unless it's like
Like, you gotta
a
be
procedure, like a...
a certain be like, I want to do this, because otherwise they just be like,
Yeah. I'm like, it could be this, could be that. And then just not be helpful.
yeah. I'll probably like ask for suggestions to slow it down, like be like nasal sprays or stuff, and then I'll also ask about like what's it take to get it cauterized, like
Right.
it's gonna have to happen like a few more like weeks before I can come back and ask for it to be cauterized. Like, I want
You
to
should,
stop.
yeah, you should definitely mention the whole thing about it, like, running down your throat. And
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you got one in your sleep?
No.
I mean, sorry to put that in your head, but I feel like that's something you should
Yeah.
bring up.
Because that's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a posterior nosebleed. Like, I googled and I heard it. The posterior ones in back are dangerous as fuck because you can choke.
Uh-huh.
But, because I just think it's just, there's so much blood and it's coming down so fast that it fills up both of my nostrils and there's no place for it to go and it's still going. It's going back.
Yeah.
But it's still terrible. At work, my team lead comes in to check on me, and she's seen bending over like this, and she's like, "You should try holding your head up like this." And so I do it for a sec just to show her, and I'm like, "No, it's going down," because it's like immediately starts flooding down my throat. She's like, "Yeah, it's supposed to." And I'm like,
"No, you dumb bitch." Sorry, that was harsh. She's trying to help.
Like, yeah, she's trying to help. She's real kind and stuff, but maybe it's from her time. She's like,
honey, no.
She's in her late 50s.
Honey, no.
No. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't want that in my belly.
Fun fact for those who still think you should put your head back if you have a nosebleed. Don't.
You'll drown.
Don't do it.
If it's a heavy nosebleed, bruh, you're drowned. Or you're gonna feel like it, because I sure did. Even though I was bending over the sink and it was pouring down my throat. Ugh. Man, you should have seen the sink afterwards.
Look like fucking murder scene.
It reminded me of, what's that game? That Silent Hill demo with the fetus in
Fuck, what is that?
It's like PT, but
yeah,
playthrough.
that's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's my terrifying story of nosebleeds that I've never gotten nosebleeds before, and they're all fucking bad as fuck and scare the fuck out of me. And now every time I have one, I panic, and it's really hard to not cry because I don't want to cry and put more fluids in my nose. And then, like, my heart rate is racing. It's more blood coming flying. What the fuck?
There's like a little fruit fly flying around here.
Fuck these flies.
Well, I hope that the doctor has answers for you.
Yep,
and a solution.
Something better than this, because all that does is melt my boogers, but I want something to moisturize my nose.
Yeah. Let me know what the doctor says. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just get into it.
Okay.
Where did we leave off our characters, Joe? Oh, wait. What are we drinking today, Joe?
Same thing, chef.
Yeah, it's our leftover chai tea from
it's
the last
chai.
episode.
We just want it.
Cold chai tea. Because we're over it tonight, guys.
Yeah. They work, you know. I'm really tired just from the stress of having a nosebleed at work.
Yeah. And I'm tired from the stress of working in retail.
Fuck that. Okay.
Okay, where do we leave off our characters?
Bran is having vivid dreams of a great Bran is having vivid dreams of a great weirwood tree and of being a wolf. Gold cloaks come after Yoren and demand the bull as per Cersei's orders.
But they don't make it away with him.
Nope, they don't get him because Yoren chases them off. The Night's Watch are preparing to go north of the wall. Mormont learns that Robb is crowned king and asks Jon his feelings on it. Jon is going to keep his vows.
Yes, sir. Chapter 7 is Catelyn. This was my first Catelyn chapter that I was summarizing.
Nice.
Yep. Jess just shoved her face in her Vicks nasal thingy.
Vaporizer.
Oh my god. You know what you look like? One of those plague doctors from like the 15th century or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Corona! Maybe you have a new strain of coronavirus. It just gives you nosebleeds.
Stop it. Johnny already made that joke and I wasn't pleased.
Oh.
I'm
sorry.
not sick. It's just a normal nosebleed.
Oh, well, that's the point of the joke, is that it's absurd.
Okay.
Okay. Chapter 7 is Catelyn. Robb has a new crown. It's designed after the ancient crown of the Kings of Winter, because the real one was lost 3 centuries ago when Torrhen Stark knelt in submission to Aegon the Conqueror. It's one of those days, guys. Catelyn watches Robb fiddle with it as they wait for the prisoner to be brought before them in Riverrun's Great Hall. It doesn't seem comfortable on his head. Sir Cleos Frey is brought before Robb, the son of the Lady Jenna, who is sister to Lord Tywin Lannister. So this Cleos Frey is Tywin's nephew and cousin to Jaime, Cersei, and Tyrion. But this Cleos Frey has none of the Lannister beauty. He's a Frey through and through. When Robb speaks to Cleos, Cat notices his voice is not as icy as Ned's would have been, but he does not sound like a boy of 15 either. Wow, 15-year-old king.
Damn.
Still older than Joffrey.
He's a child.
Grey Wind, who is next to Robb, walks forward and sniffs the captive, who scrambles away. Basically, Grey Wind terrifies everyone because he was such a fucking savage during the battle in the Whispering Wood. Cleos calls Robb my lord, but Lord Umber, the loudest of Robb's northern bannermen, corrects him. It's your grace, you dumb bitch! Sir Cleos corrects himself hastily, and Catelyn thinks he's not a bold man. More of a Frey than a Lannister. Well, he is Cleos Frey, Catelyn. You dumb bitch! Sorry. Ahem. Robb tells Sir Cleos that he brought him from his cell to carry a message to his cousin Cersei Lannister in King's Landing, which seems to relieve Sir Cleos. I suppose he thought he would be tortured or, like, killed by Grey Wind or something. Why are you looking at me like that?
What?
You're looking at me like, bitch, can you just get through this?
You're doing great, David.
Aw. Can you hear my nose is stuffy?
Yeah. Is it my home?
I guess.
Because my nose has been stuffing up real bad since I got home.
Yeah. I think it must be. I don't
Yeah.
see what else it would be. I was fine all day until just now.
Yep. It's my home. Need to get a humidifier for my room.
Yeah, you should.
Continue.
Robb clarifies that he's not giving Sir Cleos his freedom. Cleos's grandfather, Lord Walder, pledged Robb his support and that of House Frey, yet Cleos chose to fight with the Lannisters, which makes him a Lannister in Robb's eyes. Robb wants Cleos's pledge, on his honor as a knight, that he will return with the Queen's reply and resume his captivity. Sir Cleos says he will. Sure, Cleos.
Mm-hmm.
So Robb tells him the message is an offer of peace. If the Queen Regent meets Robb's terms, he will end this war. Right then, Cat glimpses Lord Rickard Karstark leave the hall. So he doesn't seem happy with this offer of peace, presumably because 2 of his sons were killed in the battle by the Lannisters. So Robb reads out his terms. First, the Queen must release his sisters and provide them with transport by sea to White Harbor. It is to be understood that Sansa's betrothal to Joffrey is at an end. At this point, Robb will release the Queen's cousins, the Squire Willem Lannister and Cleos's brother Tion Frey. Secondly, Eddard Stark's bones will be returned to Winterfell, as well as the remains of the men of his household guard who died in his service at King's Landing. And Cat thinks about how she told Ned to go south, for the sake of their house and their children. It was her doing that only cold bones would return. I feel like you said this before, that this is all kind of her fault.
Yep.
Thirdly, Eddard Stark's greatsword Ice will be delivered to Robb's hand here at Riverrun. Fourth, the Queen will command her father, Lord Tywin, to release those knights and lords bannermen of Robb's that were taken captive in the battle on the Green Fork of the Trident. Once he does so, Robb will release his own captives taken in the Whispering Wood and the Battle of the Camps, except Jaime Lannister, who will remain his hostage for Tywin's good behavior. Cat notices at this point Theon Greyjoy's sly smile and is slightly creeped out by him. Why the fuck is Cat a perspective character? She's not doing anything. She's just standing there, like, looking around, doing fuck all. Sorry, I hate her.
I guess he just wanted Robb to be seen third person.
Lastly, King Joffrey must renounce all claims to dominion over the north, so that they can be an independent kingdom once again. Great John Umber shouts his support as Robb finishes reading out his terms. Robb gives a few more details, then says that if the Queen meets his terms, she will have peace. If not, she will have another Whispering Wood. And Grey Wind snarls, and the men in the hall start to chant, Stark! 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 King of the North! Robb dismisses the hall, and as Cat follows him out, she tells him he did well, though she thinks using Grey Wind to scare Sir Cleos was childish. And Robb says a very childish thing. He's like, did you see his face, though?
Yeah.
She also mentions seeing Lord Karstark walk out. Sir Edmure,
Edmure.
Sir Edmure, Cat's brother, thinks that there are others who will feel the same as Lord Karstark. How can we talk of peace while the Lannisters are still slaughtering their people on their land? Edmure thinks they should march on Harrenhal, which is where Lord Tywin has taken up residence. But they lack the strength to march on Harrenhal, and Cat blames Edmure for insisting that Robb allow the River Lords to depart after his crowning to defend their own lands. Robb says he will talk to Lord Karstark, though he understands his feelings. Cat reminds him that more bloodshed will not bring back Lord Karstark's sons, nor Robb's father. Cat thinks an offer was the right idea, though a wiser man might have offered sweeter terms. I have to agree with her here, though. Robb's terms are fucking outrageous.
They are.
Outrageous.
No one's gonna bend to those.
Who would agree to those?
Not the Lannisters.
No. The Lannisters would lose far too much and gain barely anything.
Sorry, did you see how much he's asking for the land? I looked. I drew it out. And I was like,
did you?
Bro. He's asking for his second map, the lower one.
The lower one?
Yeah, he's from here to here. He wants the Eyrie. And he wants a bit of the gold islands over here. So he gets like all of this until here. This kid, of course they're not gonna bend.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's asking for a lot.
God. Yeah. They get all this land, and he gets his sisters back, and what did the Lannisters get? A few cousins and lords?
Yeah.
In exchange for King Robb's sisters and the entirety of the North?
Like, is he joking?
I don't fucking think so, dude.
Man.
Like, sure, they lost one battle in the Whispering Wood. Okay, well, there's the other one.
Yeah.
But they lose 2 battles. Do you think they're that scared?
That's only because they underestimated you. Now they're not going to. Now you're going to get, like, big time.
You're gonna get...
Tywin is gonna come.
Fucking Tywin.
You can get fucking Tywin, yo.
Yep. Cat tells Robb that she will never consent to trade...
Huh?
Cat tells Robb that Cersei will never consent to trade Robb's sisters for a pair of cousins. It's her brother she wants.
Yep.
Cat had told Robb this before, but she was finding that kings don't listen half so attentively as sons. That part's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jaime is like the only thing that they could trade.
For
and
the
they
girls.
still wouldn't even get this much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
No. Robb says that his lords would not let him, even if he wanted to. Cat says the lords made him their king, but Robb says they can unmake him. Cat thinks that if the crown is the price for Arya and Sansa's safe return, then they should pay it. Cold tea.
Yeah.
Tea still tastes good cold.
Yeah.
Cat is worried that one of Robb's lords might murder Jaime Lannister in his cell, but Robb says he would deserve it. Catelyn points out that if anything happens to Jaime, Arya and Sansa will pay the price. Robb says that he won't free Jaime Lannister, not even for Arya and Sansa. Cat realizes Robb is looking down on her, and wonders whether it was the war or the crown that made him grow so fast. She asks if Robb is afraid to have Jaime Lannister on the field again. I gotta admit, that's fucking hard. Respect to Cat here.
Yeah.
Like, damn, she fucking calls out her own son.
Mm-hmm.
Robb is angry. He snaps at Edmure for calling him a boy, because he does.
Yep.
Then says he may have been able to trade the Kingslayer for father. Cat says, but not for the girls? Girls are not important enough, are they? And Robb doesn't answer, though he has the decency to look pained. But wow.
Yep.
Just you wait, Robb. Guess who's going to be wearing that crown in the future, you ass? Anyway, yeah, Robb is on my shit list now. Because he's a fucking scumbag. Dude. It's when, like, the, quote, good characters, like, act like they're doing the right thing, but it's like, you're fucking a dick.
Yeah.
When shitty characters do shitty things, that's, like, expected, you know? It's when, like, the, quote, good characters do shitty things that I'm like, you're on my shit list.
Agreed, but
Or
his
if you're-
lords would not be happy.
Yeah,
And he's just
but
a boy king, too.
still.
You know, it's not nice. It's shitty.
It's
for everyone.
shitty. Anyway, Kat regrets what she says, even though I think it was fucking hard, and thinks that Robb is doing his best. Robb says he'll do all he can for his sisters. Then he asks Kat to go to the twins to help him choose his bride, and Kat knows that he just wants her gone.
Yep.
She tells him things he doesn't want to hear. She tells Robb he doesn't need her to help choose his bride. So, Robb suggests she go with Theon tomorrow to the Sea Guard. Theon is going to the Iron Islands, but Kat can go home to Winterfell to be with Bran and Rickon. They need her. And you do not, Kat thinks. She tells Robb that her Lord Father is dying, and her place is at Riverrun with him as long as he lives. Fucking go home, Catelyn.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
You have 2 young children.
And yet it's... I need to be with my dying Are you... He doesn't even know you anymore.
Right?
He's already gone.
Exactly.
Fuck. Respect lost again. Man, I'm so pissed. I just spat on my laptop. She won't fucking go home!
Get out of here, Catelyn.
Ugh. Robb points out that he could command her to go, but Kat ignores that. She tells Robb that she wishes he would send someone else to Pike, and kept Theon close. Robb thinks that sending Theon to treat with his father is smart, but Kat disagrees. So basically Theon is going to ask for Balon Greyjoy's support, which is his ships, basically.
Yeah.
Just in case things go south with the Lannisters. And Balon Greyjoy is Theon's father.
Yep.
Kat thinks this plan is dumb. She thinks Robb will have the Greyjoy ships sooner if he keeps Theon as hostage, and reminds Robb that Balon Greyjoy can't be trusted. He wore a crown once, if only for a season, and he may aspire to wear one again. But Robb is like, what else, bro? He can be king of the Iron Islands. I don't care. I don't give a shit. As long as he helps bring down the Lannisters. Anyway, Robb is sending Theon, and he leaves. Kat thinks about how she told him once to command, and it looks like that's what's happening. She's doing a lot of introspection right now.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck, I fucked up. But then she doesn't go any further than that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She just, like, knows it and accepts it and moves on. Kat goes to visit her dead, dying fucking father. Edmure doesn't join her. Hoster Tully is abed in his solar, asleep, his brother, the Blackfish, sitting next to him dressed in his muddy armor. The Blackfish asks about Hoster, which is their father, and Kat tells him he's weaker with each passing day. The things he says make less and less sense.
Is that you?
Yeah, but it was me pulling my...
Oh, okay.
Like, why are my nails making that sound against your blanket? Isn't that bizarre?
That is weird.
Weird. The things he says make less and less sense. He once called Kat by her mother's name, and Sir Brynden says she does look like her. Brynden confesses that each time he rides out, he wonders if he will find his brother alive or dead on his return. Eventually, Kat and Brynden leave together, and Brynden points out the comet, saying his men call it the Red Messenger. But what is this message? Kat describes a few theories she's heard, but what she thinks of crimson as Lannister color. Mm-hmm. Wow, that was a bad sentence. She thinks of crimson as a Lannister color. Yeah, so that's... I briefly mentioned this in the previous episode. And here it is. Okay, it's here. Sir Brynden says that thing isn't crimson, though. It's the color of blood. Fire and blood. Whose blood? Kat wonders. But her uncle says both sides bleed and more. Yeah. He talks about some of the fighting that has been going on and brings up a Southron lordling named Beric Dondarrion. You know this name?
No.
You will.
Ooh.
How do you not remember Beric Dondarrion? Even I remember Beric Dondarrion.
Beric?
Yes.
Lord Beric? I think I recognize Beric. I was more like, Dondarrion, that sounds fun.
It is fun. Beric Dondarrion. Ha! I'm Beric Dondarrion.
Reminds me of the tulip from Preacher.
The little Texan accent.
Yeah.
Ha!
The enthusiasm, the cute voice.
He talks about a Southron lordling named Beric Dondarrion. Sir Burton Greycall was boasting about slaying Dondarrion until he led his column into one of Lord Beric's traps and got every man killed. Curious.
Very nice.
Do you remember who Beric is yet?
Yeah, I remember Lord Beric.
Yeah.
Dondarrion's what threw me for a loop.
Dondarrion. Ha! Beric Dondarrion. Why is Beric Dondarrion suddenly a Texan female?
No.
God, my fucking nose in this place.
I know.
Actually, though. Kat recalls that some of Ned's guard from King's Landing are with this Lord Beric, and she prays for them. Brynden brings up the Tully bannermen, saying Robb should never have let them go. They've scattered and are being destroyed. And to be honest here, I got pretty bored with their conversation.
Yeah, usually I just skip through it.
So
is
yeah.
this important or no?
I'm not going to go into too much
Too much detail?
Yes, thank you. Fuck. Basically, they talk about how Gregor Clegane is still out murdering peeps, and Ned's head being on a spike at King's Landing. Kat believes Tywin Lannister is the true danger out there. He's got dudes out there raping and pillaging and butchering and whatever. And Brynden agrees. He thinks Tywin is trying to provoke them to battle, and Kat thinks Robb may fall for it. Brynden says that's what Tywin wants, for them to march on Harrenhal. Then blah blah some background about Harrenhal and how it was built. Then Brynden tells Kat he heard of a new host gathering at Casterly Rock, another Lannister army, commanded by Sir Stafford Lannister, according to Brynden's sources. I wonder whose sources.
Bryndon's source. I don't know.
Anyway, this Sir Stafford Lannister is a cousin to Tywin, an old man and kind of a dumb idiot,
Yeah.
but with a son who is more formidable. They will have some time before they need to face this army, which will be made up of sellswords, free riders, and green boys. So they will need to be armed and drilled before risking battle. Lord Tywin is not the Kingslayer. He will not rush in heedless. Kat says, unless he must leave Harrenhal to face some other threat. Brynden guesses what she's getting at. Lord Renly. King Renly, Kat corrects him.
Ooh.
The Blackfish says King Renly will want something for his help, but Kat knows what a king wants. Homage.
What's so much?
It's like, fuck.
Recognition.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, how do I define this? Special honor or respect shown publicly.
Okay.
So yeah, he would probably want Robb to bend the knee.
Yep.
That is Catelyn's fucking chapter. God! Not looking forward to trying to summarize most of her fucking boring shit.
Oh shit.
I mean, that part at the end there gets a bit interesting. Because it's like, ooh, how are you going to bring King Renly into this?
Yeah. Ooh.
But, like, that stuff with her father and, like, she just drives me crazy. Go home to your children.
Right?
Ugh. She's, like, looking for any excuse to not go home.
She is. She just wants to baby her Robb.
I don't know. I honestly get the sense that she just does not want to go home and play mother.
No. I think she just wants you to get a taste of what it's like to be outside.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
No, let me.
But you have 2 young children! Anyway, that's that chapter. Chapter 8 is Tyrion.
Is. Tyrion just had an intimate supper with Lord Janos Slynt, cooked by the best chef in King's Landing. Now they are both drinking their fill of sweet wine. Well, at least Janos is. Not Tyrion. Tyrion is just filling up his cup and keeping him going.
Yeah.
Tyrion tells Janos that he's considering Sir Jocelyn.
Yeah, I think Jocelyn.
Interesting. But considering Sir Jocelyn Bywater to take his place as commander of the City Watch. Janos doesn't like him though. He's too rigid, queer, and he's a cripple. He's missing a hand. He is an Iron Hand.
Yes.
Janos thinks Alardim should take his place. He's a good man. Tyrion says Deem isn't well liked among the people, and Janos says that he's feared, which is better.
Is it better to be feared or respected? Why not ask for both?
Oh.
That's an Iron Man line.
Oh, is it?
Oh, is it too much to ask for both? That's the line.
Tyrion asks about this trouble he heard about Deem in a brothel. Janos basically says that it wasn't Deem's fault he killed the whore. She should have just followed his orders and let him kill her babe. Plus, she's just a whore who cares.
God!
What? Squeeze me.
So you know who this is, right?
Yeah. Tyrion is like, okay, well, why'd you choose him for this task? And Janos is like, well, that he knows that who... Janos says that he knows who of the City Watch is hard enough for such tasks, and Deem is one of them. Tyrion tells Janos that Lord Commander Mormont has need of men like him and Dean in the Night's Watch, which makes Janos laugh. Tyrion continues that life likes to take queer turns. Take Eddard Stark, for example. He wasn't supposed to die, he was supposed to join the Night's Watch. Janos protests that the king commanded it, and Tyrion's like, he's 13.
You dumb bitch.
Yeah. Tyrion asks if he's the one who speared the man. Like, who's the man?
Wait, what do you mean?
It says he's asking if he's the one who speared the man's back, or if he ordered it.
I think that's a figure of speech.
Okay.
Spearing the man.
Yeah.
He's asking who killed Ned. Because he wasn't there.
Yeah, so if he... Okay. And then he insinuates that Janos is bought. Janos is offended. He calls Tyrion the imp and is like, I am Lord of Harrenhal. How dare you talk to me like that? He's forgetting who he's talking to himself. Tyrion asks how many sons he has, which makes Janos even angrier, and he calls him a dwarf. This word pisses off Tyrion. He doesn't like this word. He then reminds Janos just who he is talking to. Idiot.
I'm fucking Tyrion fucking Lannister, you fuck.
Yeah. Tyrion tells him that his eldest son will become a lord, but will not have Harrenhal. They will find somewhere else for him. Tyrion then says that in the morning he will board a ship heading to Eastwatch to join the Night's Watch and tell Mormont that he has not forgotten about him.
Hey!
Janos starts screaming again that he's good friends with the king and he has many good, powerful friends, and he's going to tell.
Oh, are you gonna tattletale? Tyrion? Are you gonna tattletale? Janos, Slint, you gonna tattletale?
He leaves the room and he comes face to face with Sir Jocelyn Bywater.
Hey!
Tyrion introduces him as the new commander of the City Watch.
Isn't he huge?
Yeah, this is a big man.
I picture him like Janos opens the door and fucking Jocelyn is like a fucking bull standing there looking down on him like.
And he is described
So-
like intimidating. Like
Yeah.
he seems scary.
I picture him as a giant, huge dude.
Yeah.
And like he's all like, he's a cripple, but then it's like a huge badass
This is
fist
a
like
big
attached to
man.
the end of his arm. That's what I picture. Like a fucking hammer attached to the end of his arm.
Oh my god.
Or just a sword.
Oh man. Jocelyn tells Janos that they will be taken to the docks right now. Tyrion then instructs Jocelyn to also find all of the men who were involved with the brothel murder and to send them as well. And then to let the captain know that perhaps Dean might get swept overboard in the journey. Jocelyn's
Wow,
like, yes.
Tyrion. Jocelyn's like, I heard those waters are choppy.
Yeah. Oh man. After they leave, Varys joins Tyrion and has some wine. He praises Tyrion on a job well done. Tyrion says that it was Cersei who had ordered the babe dead, and he sees Varys already knows, and he angrily tells him that he must always tell him all that he knows and not hold some things back when he gives him some information. Varys says that there was another bastard, but he had taken steps to remove him from the city. It didn't occur to him that Cersei would murder a baby.
So, for those who don't remember, this baby Cersei wanted to have killed is another of Robert's children.
Bastard
The
kids.
one who we met in the last book when Ned goes to visit this brothel.
Mm-hmm. Think
Looking
Peter
for, yeah,
takes him there.
something like that. But yeah, it's this whore that
Yeah. She's like in love with Robert.
it's, yeah, in love with Robert.
It was a little girl.
Yeah.
Baby.
And she's a little girl too. Remember Ned's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, she is young.
Yeah, she was young.
She's like fucking 14 or some shit.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Varys asks if he's thought about the riddle he asked of him. And Tyrion says, yeah, he thinks about it often. He says that there are too many answers because it depends on the swordsman's values. Varys asks why should a swordman listen to a boy king like Joffrey? And Tyrion says, well, because the king can call upon other men with swords. And then Varys then reveals that the power resides where men believe it resides. What? I did not write that well.
So it's kind of
At
like
all.
like an anti-riddle.
So, like, basically, the swordsman has the power. And where he believes the power is, that's where the power is.
Right.
Yeah.
So if he's a guy who's like, I'll do anything for $1,
Yeah.
then it's the
The rich man.
rich man wins. But if he's like, I honor my king,
Can.
yeah. So he's the one who chooses.
Yeah.
You're right. He has the power.
Yeah. That's
He could pull out a
yes.
sword and kill all 3 of those dudes
Yes, he can.
and be the last man standing.
Mm.
And I love that.
Yeah. Ooh, thanks, Varys.
That is, yeah, it's a good lesson.
It is. Tyrion finds that he likes Varys.
He's like, I like you.
He asks Varys who he is, who cut him and why. And Varys is like, that tale is long and sad, and they have treasons to a task. To a task?
They're what?
They have treasons to discuss.
Uh,
Where did the task come from?
I like that Tyrion is like suddenly interested in who Varys is. 'Cause
Yeah.
he now has some respect for him.
It's like, I'm like, yeah, oh, tell me
Yeah.
about yourself. And Varys, no time for that. Business.
Yeah. Down to brass tacks.
Where am I? Okay. Varys tells him about a ship captain planning on leaving and offering his sword and ship to Lord Stannis. Tyrion says, put him down for Joffrey's justice. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. That's,
Ooh.
that's
That's
tough.
rough.
He tells us some lords who bribes the guardsmen to let them out of a city gate. Tyrion says to send the guards to the wall. He says Timett slew a man who cheated him at gambling. Tyrion's like, well, he deserved it. And then he tells of a dinner party where one of the guests made an insulting joke about the king. And Tyrion says, well, he's like, don't waste my time with this garbage. And Varys approves and says Tyrion's wise.
They're starting to both kind of respect each other.
Varys leaves, and after a long time, Tyrion goes back to his solar where Bronn is waiting for him. They catch up, and then Tyrion asks that if he ordered him to kill an infant at her mother's breast without question, would he? Bronn says no, not without question. He'll ask how much.
I love that. Because for a second it seems like Bronn might have morals.
Yeah.
Then he's like, how much are you gonna pay me, bitch?
Yeah. Exactly. This guy values his money.
Yeah. I love that there's, that whole example, and then suddenly, like, Bronn is that swordsman in the example.
Yeah. You know what I liked in this chapter that's not in the show at all?
What?
All of these knights he sent to the wall. So many knights.
Yeah.
He really kept his word to Lord Mormont. In the show, it's just Janos Slint, piece of shit slime ball. But I guess they're all slime balls that he sent. But they're knights and guardsmen, like fighting men. Lots of them he just sent to the wall. I think that's real cool.
I don't remember who Janos Slint is in the show at all.
He was some guy who looked like there was shit under his nose.
Wow.
Like, it was just a permanent, like, crinkled nose. Scowl.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Gross.
He was one of the men, spoilers, bleep this out, but one of the men that...
Love that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta stretch my back.
Ugh. Yeah. Whoa.
That was my hip.
Okay.
This actually feels really good.
You have an Arya chapter to get to.
Okay. Chapter 9 is Arya. I'm like leaning backwards, half off the bed.
Yeah, she's off the bed towards the wall.
I probably sound like a mild echo.
She's like a full body length away from the mic.
Oh god, I need like, you know those splints for your wrist? If it, like,
Oh yeah?
I need one for my lower back.
I think they have things like that. Not like splints, but like things that hold you up.
I need that. Can you help me
I have slimy hands because of lotion.
That's fine. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna have perfect posture. Chapter 9. Arya. How freakish do I look like this right now?
Sometimes I sit like that and Johnny makes fun of me. I'm doing it for my back. It's not.
Yeah, like, ugh, God, this is rough. Okay, chapter 9, another Arya. This is the third Arya chapter so far in 9 chapters.
I wonder if we're gonna get like a lot of Arya. Like,
I think
the whole
it's gonna
book's gonna be
be-
Arya.
I think it's gonna be like 60% Arya.
Ooh, cool.
Okay. Arya and crew are traveling along the north.
Ooh.
They are traveling north still, but not on the King's Road anymore. Now it's a narrow, windy road, so there's hardly anyone else around. They're traveling slowly because of the wagons, which are constantly getting stuck in ruts in the road. Arya is paranoid about the gold cloaks, wondering when they will catch them. Every bump in the night sends her reaching for Needle, so that's why they're not on the King's Road anymore. They're trying to avoid being caught by the gold cloaks who are after Gendry. Also, Lamy and the other orphans are all treating the bull, aka Gendry, like someone special now because the queen wants his head. Lamy thinks he might be Stark's bastard, but Arya says he isn't and stalks off. She wishes she could leave, but knows it's safer to stay with Yoren and the others. They eventually run out of food for their supply, so they are forced to live off the land. Some of the boys go off hunting animals, while the younger ones pick berries or take apples from orchards they pass by. Arya tends to go off by herself. She once killed a rabbit and shared her portion with Gendry. Getting along.
Cute. It's her friend.
He's replacing Jon.
She's made. Oh.
At one point, they are surrounded by field hands who demand they pay for some corn they took. And Yoren pays, though he is fucking pissed. Because it was once considered an honor to shelter and feed a man in black. And now they're like spitting on them.
Yeah.
Go back to your ice wall.
Because they're all criminals. They're all criminals.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, one of the boys, Koss, who was scouting ahead, I suppose, comes back to warn Yoren about a camp of dying people up ahead, with a banner of a spotted tree cat. Yoren does not know the banner. Do you know the banner? Okay. Yoren decides not to risk it and sets a new path wide around the camp, which will take an extra 2 days. And blah blah blah, more unimportant travel anecdotes. Eventually they spot a fire in the distance. When they arrive, they find a village burnt to the ground. Burnt bodies are impaled on stakes atop the walls of the holdfast. And I think this sounds like some Gregor Clegane shit. What do you think?
House Miat. And it does sound like Lannister men. Burning,
Yeah.
pillaging villages, just killing people.
Yoren and a couple other dudes go inside the holdfast and come back out with a little girl, around 2, and a woman in a sling. The girl won't stop crying, and the woman is missing an arm, and stares blankly into the distance, saying only please. Hot Pie admits he's scared when they are fixing the woman in the back of a wagon, as does Arya. The woman dies at evenfall, and Gendry and another dude go off to bury her. They eat without a fire that night. Arya wakes later needing to pee. She tries to wander off into the woods to go, But Hot Pie reminds her that Yoren warned them of wolves, and he tells her to piss against a nearby tree. I like that they call it making water.
Yeah, I know. I like that. What do they call taking a dump? That's what I want to know.
Making mud.
Making stink?
I need to make stink.
Yeah, I like that. I'll use it for now
I'm
on.
gonna say that, yeah. I need to go make stink. But Arya acts scared, and says she doesn't need to go after all. She pretends to go back to sleep, but creeps off again when Hot Pie isn't around. So obviously she can't piss against a nearby tree when Hot Pie is fucking watching.
Nope.
Because she does not have a penis. As she's peeing, she hears a rustle nearby, and panics, thinking Hot Pie followed her. But then she sees eyes in the darkness. A whole pack. One of the wolves comes out of the trees and bares its teeth, but then races off. Curious. Is he part of Nymeria's pack?
I'm suspecting so.
Because they are by the God's Eye at this point, which is
Mhm.
where the hell bitch was apparently spotted.
I love that.
Now I want to get that tattooed on me.
Oh,
Hell
that would be
bitch.
cool. Have like a little wolf, like a wolf snarling wolf head too. Hell bitch. Hey,
Dude.
Fenrir. There you go.
Yeah,
It's a
Fenrir's a male, but
Whatever.
Twisted.
It's just vicious
gender bend.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell bitch. That is awesome.
That is awesome. I like that.
Dude. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I like that too.
I would have to get that tattooed somewhere that's not easily seen, though. So I'm, like, at work, and it's, like, on my arm. It's, like, hell bitch.
Oh, so you can like maybe your leg.
Yeah, just somewhere that's, like, not gonna be often exposed.
Yeah.
I actually really like that. Don't steal that.
Squeeze me, bud.
I'm the one who said I want to get it tattooed. Okay. I definitely don't know what's going on with this wolf. I'm assuming he's part of Nymeria's pack and, like, somehow knows Arya's scent or something.
Maybe he's gone back to the alpha group.
And be like, I found
Human.
our next snack.
Yeah. Or letting you know that humans are entering their territory.
Right.
Because they're known for being like little shits. Maybe they like usually raid and take some food and whatnot.
The wolves?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Arya hurries back to camp and tells Yoren about the wolves, and he's surprised she was scared. He thought Starks were fond of wolves. But Arya says Nymeria was a dire wolf, which is different. She thinks if Nymeria was in the city, she wouldn't have let them cut off father's head. Yoren reminds her orphan boys have no fathers. Neither does Arya.
Got you there.
Arya wishes she was home, but Yoren wonders if it would have been safer to leave her in the city. He's been bringing men to the wall for close to 30 years, and all that time he's only ever lost 3 men. One old man died of fever, one city boy got bit by a snake while taking a shit. Excuse me, while making stink.
Nice.
And one fool tried to kill Yoren in his sleep and paid for it with his life. Yoren thinks a more clever man may have taken a ship, but he repeats that he's been doing this for so long.
That it didn't even occur to him.
Yeah, or
that
like
it's
he doesn't
dangerous?
know any other way. I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's just so used to it. It's so it's routine.
Yeah.
He didn't even stop and be like, "There's a war going on. I should take a ship."
Yeah. So you don't have to encounter all the other people.
Mhm.
When Arya tries to sleep afterwards, she hears wolves howling and another sound on the wind. That might have been screams.
Ooh.
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 Damn.
Scary.
Yeah. That is kind of spooky.
That is scary.
So, how you feeling about this Arya chapter?
Wolves. One. I'm kind of excited. Is Nymeria gonna show up? I want Nymeria.
Mm-hmm.
I like her. A little bit stressed because they're getting followed and they're so fucking slow with the goddamn wagons.
Yeah. Where will things go wrong? Because that is inevitable.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh boy. But I feel like it's shown so many ways that things could go wrong that I'm actually like, holy shit, which one is it? Because I don't remember. Is it going to be some rando they meet on the King's Road or whatever?
Yeah.
Or is it gonna be those, like, field hands who are like, yo, you stole our corn?
Then they're gonna walk into Lannister men who are freaking raiding a village.
Yeah, are they gonna get fucking torched in their sleep? Is it gonna be wolves? Is it gonna be gold cloaks?
Gregor Clegane?
Gregor Clegane?
The mountain?
Dude, there's danger in every direction.
Freaking everywhere.
Yeah. I'm digging Arya's chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Catelyn's chapter makes me want to kill myself.
Well, you know how I felt.
I didn't know you had such a rough time with it.
Boring as fuck. I did my best.
Dude, though. Eddard.
Oh. I'm glad I only had one.
Yeah. Okay, that is the end of this episode. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at Tigbab Podcast, or you can follow us separately. My handle is Crimby. Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search Tigbab Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we should pop up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Baram Barami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle that you heard at the start of this episode, and he's really dope and makes cool stuff, so give him a like and a subscribe. Also, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Tea is Good, Books Are Better. We have a few different tiers on there with fun rewards, so if you contribute, you will get something in return. You will also be helping us out immensely, and we'd be very appreciative, but we also just appreciate you listening. Yeah. Just saw me trying to think of a way to end the podcast, and she's like, just end it! Okay. We are so tired, and there's something wrong with my back right now.
It's from sitting on a bed without...
I guess so.
It's squishy. It's no good sitting spot.
Yeah. Alright. It's bedtime. It's only 9:08, but I woke up at 4 a.m. Okay, bye guys. Thanks for listening. Bye. Jess.
Goodbye.